Don't tell him your name, Pike. Private Pike, Defense Secretary of the United Kingdom, is on his way to jail. He must now face charges under the Official Secrets Act, having betrayed our country's national security in plain sight, didn't have the guts to own up to it, forced the Prime Minister to hold an official inquiry which has found that our Defence Secretary leaked secrets from a meeting of the National Security Council, and the Prime Minister has sent him a letter ordering him to demit office, as she no longer has any confidence in him. So I have an idea. A prisoner swap. Let's open the gates of Belmarsh Prison, let Julian Assange out, and bang Gavin Williamson in the cell that Julian demits. Julian was, of course, a more honourable prisoner than Private Pike could ever be. After all, Private Pike leaked our secrets for personal advancement. And one could say, insofar as the wages of sin of being Prime Minister are greater than the Defence Secretary, for personal enrichment. Julian Assange told the truth to us, not for personal interest, not for personal enrichment, but for our enrichment, our interests. Julian Assange told the truth to us for us, and he accrued no conceivable advantage in so doing. Indeed, he has suffered mightily, bearing that cross of being a truth teller down all these years of incarceration, and I would argue torture, at the hands of the besieging British government and their American masters. Julian Assange bears the scars of being a truth teller. I have the privilege, as several do on this platform, of describing Julian Assange as my friend. I knew him when he was young and fresh and healthy and vibrant. And I have to tell you, when I saw him dragged out of that embassy, as Greg Sharkey said, in the manner befitting of a war criminal, I wept bitter tears for what had become of Julian Assange. And I met a lady today, she may be here, in a shopping mall in southwest London. An ordinary woman, not political at all, wasn't even sure if I was me. And she told me that she had watched what I'd said outside the grim prison walls of Belmarsh, and that she too had cried, and that she thought of Julian Assange every day. The ladies here, God bless you and thank you for coming. That she thought of Julian Assange every day. That's the impact of what has happened in the hearts of ordinary people who just know that there's something wrong here The man that told the truth about the war crimes is in prison, and the men that carried out the war crimes are counting their millions that they have made out of those crimes. It's just not right, is it? It's just not right. That lady knew that it's just not right. Dare I say, it's just not British. It's not fair. It's not just. And we demand that the British government cease and desist from their efforts to send Julian Assange to the torture chambers of the United States injustice system, because that's what they are planning to do. But there's many a slip twixt cup and lip, and there's more than one breaking story today. Let me tell you that in the last hour, it has been announced that there will be a parliamentary by-election in the Peterborough constituency, triggered by a recall petition. And so I can announce to you, you're the first to know, I will be a candidate in that by-election. And one of my candidate descriptions will be Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. We shouldn't chant in a holy place, but I take your point. We have assembled here a fine panel of speakers. I will come back to the microphone in introducing them. I may add a few words here and there, but they can speak for themselves. Greg, you've taken my list. Our first speaker needs little introduction, at least if you listen to my radio show. She's a hero herself. She's someone from within the deep state itself. She's someone who was charged with our national security. And by the way, if she'd done what Gavin Williamson had done, she'd already be in jail these past years. But she has never done that. She left the security services because she believes in our national security and not in its prostitution for other people's national interests. She's a whistleblower, like Julian Assange, although within the law. And you'll see her on our Sputnik show on RT on Saturday. Please welcome the wonderful Annie Machen.
Well, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction, George. And thank you to all of you for coming tonight. It's an amazing turnout in support of someone who has displayed exemplary